Okay, so in today's video about Algorand, at first we are going to check out this part of the price action, and I'm going to tell you why I do actually see kind of optimistic signs in here, suggesting maybe soon we're going to get a decent move up, and then we are going to go on some higher time frames and we're going to check out the possibility of having actually a great bullish pattern, indicating maybe we are going to get like a 20 to potentially even 30% move up just in the short term. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. And let me be very clear, in the short term in Algorand, as long as we are staying under this important level between, let's say, 19 to about 21.5 cents, I think we should be very much careful. Now, I'm hoping that this is going to be just a simple fake out, and soon we managed to get back above this unbelievably important support area. And in every single video, I'm trying to check out the possibilities for something like this to happen. Understood? Okay, excellent. Now let's zoom in more and see what is happening. And if you remember, in the previous video, we were right around this area, and I said, okay, these are kind of optimistic signs in algo, because off of this point, off of the lowest low, about 14.5 cents, we are actually able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up with all the subwaves, and followed by that, we checked out the possibility of having an ABC in form of an expanded flat. Now, in the previous update, I was saying either this point is actually the end of our C leg, or maybe from here, we're going to get like another move down, and then we are going to have our move on the upside. Now, which scenario is going to be in play? I think I'm going to give the advantage to this possibility, indicating this was a truncated wave 5 after all. Why is that? Two important reasons. Number one, this move up got way too extended for it to be a correction into our wave 4. And basically in here, we are having overlapping of the waves between this move and also our supposedly wave 2. Now, we are allowed to have overlapping of the waves in a 5 wave, do not get me wrong, but odds of that happening are not actually that high. So again, that makes me say more likely than not, this was an ABC expanded flat to about this point. Second reason for why I believe this is the end of our correction. Let's go on some lower time frames. Maybe it's best to go on a less busy chart from, let's say, crypto.com. It usually has the best looking candlesticks. There we go. So let's start counting some waves starting from this point. This is, I think, a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, beautiful ABC zigzag, decent move up into wave 3, correction for 4, I would say probably to about this point, and it's most likely a WXY this time, and another move on the upside into wave 5. Also, from my point of view, this is another impulsive structure, and in here, starting from here, I would say probably to about this point, we are having another impulsive movement. Now, on a higher degree, I'm gonna say these waves are actually into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure, and let's just do this so you can see the lines a bit better. So this, from my point of view at least, is an optimistic sign, suggesting right in here our correction in form of an ABC flat did actually end. Now, question, what happens after an impulsive movement? You know the deal. If we are optimistic and looking bullish, a move on the downside, but that move is in form of a correction. So I'm trying to tell you, either this point is the end of our correction, or maybe we are going to have something like this, maybe like another move on the downside. And I'm willing to bet this is actually going to be a slow and choppy move down, and you shouldn't really be worried at all. Sure, let's get like a very strong move on the downside without a whole lot of overlapping of the waves. At that point, I am going to change my tone a bit, but as long as I'm not proven otherwise, I'm gonna say this is an impulse, hopefully into a wave 1. This is a correction for wave 2, and next we can expect a good move up into wave 3, 4, 5 in order to, like we said that also at the beginning of the video, get back above that important support area between, let's say, 19 to about 21.5 cents. This for now is going to be my primary case. Also, in the previous update, we talked about a potential bearish divergence in H4 time frame between the live chart and the MACD, and we said this is a high, this is a higher high, but in MACD we are having a high, the other one is a lower high. And I said it in the previous video and I will say it again. A bearish divergence by itself sure is a negative sign indicating bulls are not that strong. However, the moment that you see this divergence line breaking, at that point, we're actually going to count on a relatively strong move on the upside. And right now, we haven't broken it yet. So I'm going to say maybe we're going to do again something like this. And in the next move up, I'm going to say we are probably going to get a break of this very, very important divergence in H4 time frame in MACD. And that will hopefully translate to another strong move up. Now, let's go on maybe Coinbase's chart. There we go, and zoom out a bit more. Okay, assuming that we are going to have another move up in order to take this important high and manage to stay there, at that point, I'm going to say a lot of people are going to consider this beautiful head and shoulder structure confirmed, because this pattern will get confirmed the moment that we manage to get a break of our neckline right in here about, let's say, the 20 cents area. And if this is going to happen, what's the target for it? Let's put the chart on regular scale first and then measure the height of our pattern from this point to about here, and we need to put this thing at our breaking point. Okay, that will give you about, let's say, like a 25 to 26 Algorand, meaning from the current point we can expect like a 35 to even potentially 40% move on the upside, and that is definitely not that bad. It's just the fact that right now our head and shoulder is not confirmed yet. Again, this is important, pay attention. We need to wait a little bit more and see maybe a move up in order to get the initial breaking phase of the neckline, followed by that a pullback, and then a continuation of the move up in order to take this high. The moment that we see something like this happening in algo, we can actually be much more confident about our move up continuing for quite a bit. So let's have our final conclusion and wrap up today's update. In Algorand, a couple of things, if we are bullish, are going to happen at the same time. Number one, if we get a move up, we are going to kind of confirm that we are having in here this beautiful head and shoulder structure, which the target for it, the likely one, is going to be around the 26-27 cents area. Number two, when we get this move on the upside in H4 time frame, we are most likely going to get a break of that bearish divergence, which will be another very optimistic sign. And number three, if we get again another move up, we are going to kind of confirm that in terms of Elliott waves, in here we are having hopefully a wave one, correction for wave two in form of a flat, and the next move is going to be a big one up into wave 3, 4, 5, and this does kind of align with the head and shoulder structure that we can potentially have. It's just, for now, I would say, a bit of a waiting game, and we need to have our eyes on this important neckline. If we get a break of this, at that point, we are going to be really bullish. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Algorand's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.